Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day, and we got a great show for you guys today. But before that, we want to make sure that you check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Remember, every show is dedicated to the first responders. First of all our friends in our military, and most important, don't forget our veterans, man, because without the veterans, it's Happy Veterans Month for the month of June. And we really need to thank our veterans because these guys, men and women, work very hard for us. But we got a lot of fun and a lot of good stuff happening today. So also, it's good. We got a great guest on. Don't forget, folks, it's Wednesday right now, June 11th. So before I bring our good guest on, we got about another half hour. Remember, we're here to have a good time. And that's what's very important. Let's call it's showtime. Thank you, Richie from Seventh Heaven, for that great intro. That's right, Ocean's Pit, Monday through Friday at noon, lunchtime fun. And I'm glad you guys are joining us today. And the second half hour of the show, folks, at 12:30, we have my guest and a very good friend of mine. Her name is Allie McManus, and she's all about yoga. Freedom Yoga with my good friend Allie. We'll talk to her about the career that she's been doing in that. And there's a lot of work to it. It's not easy, folks. And probably a lot of people can't do it, or maybe they can. I don't know. But she's going to be on about 12:30. We'll talk to her about that. But before we start, folks, let's get right to business with our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods, folks. Two brand new locations. Now they've got a whole bunch of them, folks, if you're seeing us for the very first time. JRC Ace Hardware stores, of course, in Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, Mesa, Arizona, and now two brand new ones at the Fox River Grove, Illinois, and Richmond, Illinois. That's right, and they got great specials going on. Now, first of all, folks, all flowers and live plants while supplies last are 90% off. All flowers, live plants, while supplies last, 90% off, folks. And through June 24th, get a free 5-amp hour battery at $299 value and save an additional $100 when you buy an Ego lawnmower model. Overall, that's $399 in savings plus a free assembly and delivery. Or save $30 to get a free 2.5 amp hour battery, a $179 value when you buy either an Ego 16-string trimmer or a 765 CMF leaf blower. That's right, less noise, less maintenance. All Ego batteries are comparable with the Ego products. Buy 3 Ace pleated basic filters and get one free. That's enough to keep you going for the full rest of the year, folks. And don't forget, nationwide grilling event is going to be taking place Saturday, June 28th at the Norwich location, folks, from 11 to 2. Now, they're going to grill hot dogs and brats and burgers while you guys sit outside and enjoy some food and go inside and get some great savings from Ace. But a special treat, we're going to have myself, that's right, performing from 12 to 1 out in the Norwich parking lot for my good friends from Norwich. Nationwide grilling event. Stop by. It's Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Oh, it's a great day today, folks, and we got a lot to talk about, being Wednesday, the 11th of June, and let's just get right to it. I just laid back yesterday. I tried to fish, kick back, do what I do, just try to relax and try to get as much, because I don't have too much downtime. I'm off I think I'm only off Mondays and Tuesdays, well, for the month of June, and I'm actually working one Tuesday. So, it is a little crazy, folks. But tonight, if you want to get outside tonight in a beautiful patio, check out my good buddy Nick and the guys at Pronto's. We're going to be at Pronto's in Glendale Heights, outside patio, me and Jerry Jams. Now, that's tonight, 7 o'clock. If you want to continue with the patio fun, tomorrow outside concert, we're going to be at Pasta Mia in Bartlett. That's a 7:30 hit, me and Double T Tony Toto. Friday, returning to Chicago Prime Steakhouse in Schaumburg. That's an 8 o'clock hit. Saturday, Oceans Rat Pack. Tribute to Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. We're going to be at the Lyric Theater in Blue Island, Illinois. That's a 6 o'clock hit. You're going to enjoy that because we love the Lyric Theater and the pizza and everything they got. It's just a great ambiance. And Sunday, road trip. We'll be in Dubuque, Iowa for a summer concert out there in the park and with Oceans Rat Pack. So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of shit happening here, and it's going to be fun. Always important to go out and support those local establishments and live entertainment. Let's see who's watching today, folks. Mary Grievous is coming up. My good buddy Danny, Jerry Jams, Lily, how you doing? Kim Peterson, LaFew in session, the Professor Daryl Armenstad. We got a lot of people watching us today, and let's get right to another quick sponsor, folks. My good friend Mary is watching. That means, you know what it's time for? It's time for Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. That's right. Don't just call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact me when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent. mgrievous at starkre.com. 630-688-1725. She'll be able to assist buyers, sellers for sale by owners and expired listings. Give her a call at 630-688-1725 and take care of all your real estate needs. And Mary also takes care of NTD Vacations. And when you talk about NTD Vacations, you're talking about the Chicago Music Cruise. Now, you missed the one last year. If you missed the one we just did in March, now it's a chance for you to try something new with us for the very first time. It won't be on Royal Caribbean. It's a brand new ship. That's right. Chicago Music Cruise 2026, happening January 17th through January 25th. It's going to be the MSC World America, a brand new Italian ship. This ship is outrageous. It's beautiful, folks. It's going to happen 7-night Western Caribbean cruise, Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Ocean Cay, which is a private island owned by the World America. It's going to be great, folks, because it's Seventh Heaven, of course, the best, and Tony Ocean and the Main Event Band. I'm sure we got some more people that are going to be joining us, but right now, those are the two acts that we booked, folks. 7 nights. Now, balcony, tax, all in. Looking at about $1,100, folks, for the 7-day cruise. If you want a non-balcony, you're looking between $700 to $800. You can't beat it. Go to chicagomusiccruise.com, put in Tony Ocean, or better yet, pick up the phone and call Mary at 630-688-1725 and say, I want to go on the Ocean with Ocean, January 17th to January 25th, Chicago Music Cruise. Tomorrow is Toxic Thursday, and Carol Brandolino will be joining us again tomorrow. All right, now for today, let me see what we got here. There's so much to talk about, too. They're making more movies about rock stars. There's been the Elton John one and the Freddie Mercury Queen, and they've done one with, everybody out there, at least the big bands. I mean, I don't think they have not done one with the Stones yet or the Beatles yet, at least a good one, but they are coming out with the Beatles one. This is pretty interesting stuff. The actor Adam Driver is going to be doing the Ric Ocasek story, and that's basically the Ric Ocasek was the man behind the Cars, the band from Boston. Just What I Needed, Shake It Up. So it's going to be on Prime Video. That's going to be interesting to see what's like. But what I'm really interested in, the Jonas Brothers, Nick Jonas from the Jonas Brothers is going to be played Paul Stanley from Kiss. And they're going to find 3 other guys to play Gene. One guy to play Gene, one guy to play Peter, probably one guy to play Ace. The movie is called Shout It Out Loud. Of course, that's one of their songs. Nick Jonas playing Paul Stanley. Be very interested to see how that works out. Taylor Swift, could she be pregnant? First of all, I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan, but I know my daughter is, and there's a lot of people out there that like this lady. So it's very interesting to know. Some of her friends or some of her people said they were just out to dinner, her and her hubby, or they're supposed to be secretly married, or maybe they're not married. Who knows their story? But the thing is, they seen a little baby bump on her dress. Could she be really married already, her and Kelsey, whatever his name is? And could she be pregnant? I mean, she just did the massive tour that happened, one of the biggest massive tours ever in history. So I don't think she's that hurry to get back on the road again. So maybe she's taking some time off. Maybe she is married. They haven't announced it yet. Maybe she is pregnant. They haven't announced it yet. So for all you Swifties out there, you'll have to see what happens. Kathy, how are you doing, Kathy? How about an early say happy birthday to your to your daughter Zoe, turning 25 years old. There's Danny Mazzy returning to the fold. What's up, my buddy Danny from Armando's Supermarket? And looking forward to seeing my buddy Danny and Joey and the boys tonight at Pronto's. And the ladies, of course. Rumors is right, Albert. That's what it's about. It's rumors. And I think if she was, I don't think she'd let us know. I don't think she'd let us know. Why does anybody want that headache? There's my good buddy Jeff Hunt. Update on my good buddy Jeff as he's working his way back from the tour. He's in Las Vegas, baby. Woo! Spend some money out there, buddy. But be a good boy. That's right. Be a good boy, Jeff Hunt. All right, so let's see what we got here. Some more interesting stuff. I don't know. It's crazy what's going on now. The refineries in LA, besides all the craziness that's going in LA, California right now, folks. California to me has not been a place that I ever want to go visit, to be honest with you. Well, the shit that's going on there, you know how I feel about the state of California. But the refineries in LA are shutting down. Gas prices could hit $8.43 by 2026. And the riots that's happening there, let alone the riots that's starting here in the city of Chicago, it is just crazy what's going on. And wow, it's mind-boggling to me how Newsom is running that state of California. And you're blaming on everybody else. If you're an immigrant coming in town, I don't care about people being protesters. There's nothing wrong with peaceful protesters. If you have something, you should protest. There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to. But when it turns into these immigrants, whatever they are, they're not immigrants. They're intruders. They're turning that whole Los Angeles into a wildfire. I mean, it's crazy, and the stuff that's happening here in Chicago too. I just feel sorry for people that it just drives me a little nuts, folks. So we should see what happens with that. I don't know. I hope things get back into order, which it needs. Bring in the National Guard. That's what they need to do. That's what President Trump's trying to do. Remember, President Donald Trump tried to do that also, folks, when we had all this craziness in Chicago in 2020, but Lori Lightfoot, the mayor and the governor, put us to that. Bring in the National Guard. Let's get this thing taken care of, please. It's important. Help the catch live one of these days. God bless you, Amit. Hey, Peter, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Boyd, yes. Matt Cassane is Gene Simmons. Matt does a great Chris Farley. So, Boyd, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Make your friends request on Danny's wall. There you go. Absolutely. All right. So, what else we got here, folks? New York is going to try doing something. Test 4-day work days. 4-day work days. That's 3 days, 4 days working and 3 days off. Benjamin, another great singer in Chicago, not only opera, but he does a little bit of everything. He says, when you burn the American flag, the country you live in, and fly a flag from the country that you did nothing for you, you need to go. Benjamin, the answer is correct, my friend. Protest. This is a great country. If you don't like it, leave. Unfortunately, Whoopi's still here. At least Ellen left. Get out and leave. A diplomat deployed of the 2nd Battalion, 7 Marines based in Marine Corps ground guard, marks the first time over 3 decades that Marines have been mobilized inside the United States to respond to civil unrest 22 hours ago. Thank you, Jerry Jams. Jerry, we will see you tonight, my brother. So let's put a peace to this and stop all this. You want to protest anybody? Go ahead. Peaceful protests are good. Bad crazy protest, what's going on in LA right now, and it's going down to the city of Chicago, is a joke, and it's scary. And it's sad what this country's become. And it all started 8 years ago, 10 years ago. So let's just drop it from where I'm at right now. New York City, trying to go to 4-day work weeks. I remember when I worked with my dad's bakery, we used to work 10 hours a day and have 3 days off. For me, it's, look, I'm a guy that gets out of bed or whatever do I have to do? I have to go to work. I have to get shower. I have to get in my car. I have to drive to work. And, after 2020, when everybody couldn't leave the house because of the flu or whatever, the pandemic, whatever you want to call it, whoever calls it whatever it was, a lot of people were starting to work from home. And I don't know if I know a lot of people that work from home and they work very hard, but then I know a lot of people that work from home and they're just phoning it in. So I don't know. I think everybody, let them work 10 hours a day if that's what New York is trying to do, and then have off those 3 extra days, have that Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, or however it works for your company. I think it could work. I think it could benefit everybody. That's just my opinion. So it might work. Also, congratulations to our very good friends, Vinny and the family, Vinny and the boys from the Bronx Wanderers days. Las Vegas, Nevada, as named Bronx Wanderers Day. This was a couple days ago in June. So congratulations, Vinny and the boys. Bronx Wanderers Day in Las Vegas, Nevada. Albert, I just seen that, brother, and I wrote it down. This came from the Brian Wilson page. A couple minutes before we went live, Brian Wilson, the songwriter genius of the Beach Boys, supposedly has passed away. Now, this is actually from the Brian Wilson's page, when I think it must have been his daughter or his son saying, "Our father has passed away." So from what we're seeing right now, Brian Wilson has passed away, of course, of one of the great bands of all time, the Beach Boys, the songwriter, the great Brian Wilson. If that's the case, it's very, very sad, and our prayers go out to the Wilson family. Joanne, how are you doing, my friend? There it is. Breaking news, Ronnie B. We're just trying to find that out if it is true. But like I said, Albert asked the same question. So our prayers, again, to the Brian Wilson family. No protesting. That's right. No protesting. It's out of hand. Correct, Kathy. You're absolutely right. It's out of hand. Let's just protest and be peaceful about it. Nobody's going to give you a hard time. But just, you got to this is a completely out of line. What about all the innocent people? It's just driving me crazy, folks. Oh, let's see. Do you remember, folks, June 10th, 2007, Made in America, the last episode of The Sopranos. Where were you when you were watching that episode? What was going to happen? Was Tony going to get whacked? What was going to happen? The restaurant scene where they're all sitting there playing the jukebox, and each member of the family is walking in to the restaurant to have their It's Don't Stop Believing by Journey plays, and all of a sudden the screen goes blank. The first thing that you're thinking in your head is grab your remote. There's something wrong with your television, when you found out there was really nothing wrong with the television. That's the way they wanted to do it. That's the way David Chase did it, to make you think, to make you wonder if Tony Soprano ever got whacked. There you go. Brian Wilson, 82 years old, with dementia. He had dementia and been sick for a long time. That is, David, it's not a peaceful protest. That's right. But it's Sopranos. Where were you? 18 years ago, where were you, folks? We had a robbery, and this is interesting. We had a robbery in Hobelt Park, folks, in the city of Chicago, and the guy tried to rob somebody, and the victim took a shot of the guy who tried to rob him. Finally, the tables are turned. And I'm not saying this is what's supposed to be happening, but in certain places where you live, it's not safe, guys. It's not safe. Here's a guy getting robbed. What do? You take matters into your own hands. Whacked. There you go. I feel bad for the guy's family. I don't feel bad for the guy trying to rob somebody. There's no remorse for that. I always thought he got whacked too, David, to be honest. We're going back to the Sopranos thing. So, look, another thing we talked about too, folks, let's talk about college. A lot of guys, girls getting out of high school, graduation. Congratulations to everybody that's graduating in June or May, whatever it was. They're going out and they go to college. This is just my opinion. I'm a guy who never went to college. I barely made it out of high school. But this is just my opinion, if you think about this. If you're going to be a lawyer, maybe a doctor, a brain surgeon, something with computer, all right, go ahead and be a doctor and go to college, whatever years. But if that's not really in your field and you don't know that's what you want to do, folks, try a trade. Try a trade. You're not going to get all that debt that I know that people are still paying. And sometimes they don't even stay in the field that they want, that they took the degree in or the class in. Think about high school students now graduating, and they can make a trade anywhere between $70,000 to $80,000 a year after learning their trades. They're skipping college completely. I think it's a great idea to do that. It's crazy. And I think, you know what, if you really want to be in college and you really want to do something, remember everything that goes with it. A lot of money into that, folks. A lot of money. So build a trade. It's very good. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Salmonella poisoning again at Walmart in 17 different states with eggs. Seems like this is happening with all this food the last, couple months or since 2020. Every time something with drinks and food and meat. Oh, my God. It's just, I don't know what's going on. Eggs, you got to be careful with, folks. And now they're checking. Make sure you check the label. Make sure you check everything. It's crazy. Crazy as it is. Another lady who passed away, the first black woman investigating reporter ever here in the Chicago. Renee Ferguson has passed away at the age of 75 years old. She was the very first black woman investigative reporter in Chicago and passed away at the age of 75 years old. Our prayers to the Ferguson family. Popcorn. How much popcorn do you think these movie theaters sell? Well, I'm going to tell you something. The biggest sale this past weekend, folks. 3 million kilograms of popcorn was sold in America, folks. Biggest box office weekend in movies ever, with Mission Impossible, the final one with Tom Cruise and Leo and Stretch. They made $546 million at the movies this past week when that movie came out, folks. Wow, 3 million kilograms of popcorn. Let's forget that. What about the soft drinks and the candy and pretzels or whatever the hell? This is just popcorn. Oh, I mean, my God, you're talking about, is that crazy or what? Yes, it is. What else we got here, folks? Another, always since 2020, since the flu and since COVID, whatever you want to call it, again, people are saying that according to the Daily Mail video that's out there, folks, it's a social media page, COVID variant could spark another infection this summer. Why not? Of course, scare more people into thinking that this is going to happen. And I don't know. It just drives me crazy what's going on. You never know what to believe anymore. I know what to believe, though. One of our sponsors, Jack Vayner Landscaping. If you're looking for landscaping, folks, now it's the time to take care of that house, the backyard, and everything that goes with it, plants, installation, they just do an incredible job. So if you ever get a chance, call my buddy at Jack Vayner Landscaping, folks. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design service and installation. They've been servicing the North Shore for over 50 years. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266 and tell him Tony O sent you. Coming up in about right after the weather, folks, my good friend Allie McManus, talking about yoga. So I'm excited about that. Something you look at and sometimes you say to yourself, oh my God, bending and stretching. It's just hard for me to put my socks on in the morning. So I can imagine trying to study this yoga, which will be coming up with more information on that right after the weather, just about another 10 minutes or so. All right. It gets nuts. All right. We got some other shows coming up. Ronnie B. Yeah, Trader. It's crazy. I'll be at the Lyric Theater tomorrow night at 7:00, opening for Dick Biondi. That's right, Ronnie B. And we're there Saturday night. Ocean's Rat Pack will be at the Lyric Theater on Saturday, 6:00 show. So wish you a lot of luck with that, Ronnie B. I always thought Tony got whacked. Yeah, home watching it. There you go. Just finished watching it for the 4th time, Kathy. Gotta love it. Gotta love it indeed. Let's see. 99-year history. Okay. Ad time, ESPN. For all you Chicago Blackhawk fans, ESPN took a poll in the 99-year history of the Chicago Blackhawks, who was the best famous all-around hockey player with the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, you guys might all have your own favorites. Anybody want to guess? See numerous posts with condolences to passing of Brian Wilson. Seems real. Thank you, Albert, on that. Albert from the Rhino Nesty organization. You Blackhawk fans out there, I know you're listening out there. Who, in your opinion, is the greatest Chicago Blackhawk? I'm going to tell you who ESPN voted. Of course, ESPN Sports. They gave it to Dennis Savard, a very good friend of ours. Dennis comes to see the show all the time. No, I thought it was Bobby Hall too, Kathy, but ESPN gave it to Dennis Savard, would be the greatest Chicago Blackhawk ever in the 99-year history. Congratulations to Dennis Savard. Great guy. We just seen him about a couple months ago in Burr Ridge. He loves hanging out over there by GG and Are We Live. That's right, Mary. Dennis Savard did win. You're right, Mary. I hope you're doing well, my dear friend. All right, so... yeah. All right. We got some other shows coming up, real folks. Next Tuesday, if you love dogs, and you know how much I love dogs, you know, I do a lot for Almost Home Foundation for dogs, but I also do some stuff for the my good buddy Dan Nozak and the Dog Foundation. Anyway, I forgot the name of the foundation, but I know what the gig is going to be next Tuesday, folks. There's going to be a bunch of Chicago entertainers, and they're going to be performing at the Tap House Grill in Lamont. Now, this is for the dogs, which is very important because we love our dogs, and all the money that we're going to be raising at the door, I think it's a $10 cover, all goes to the dogs. You're going to have a silent auction. They got baskets. The Tap House Guild does a great job with food and entertainers. Stephanie Lemon-Brigner will be performing. Frankie Setta will be performing. Ron Starr will be performing. Yours truly will be performing. Tony Toto. It's a good thing, and we're doing it for the dogs. So that's going to happen this Tuesday at the Tap House Grill. That's June 17th. Me and Double T, Tony Toto. It's going to be a lot of fun with everybody there. If any other singers want to come up and show up and sing a couple songs, it would be great to see you all there. On the 19th of June, me and Jerry Jams and Lisa P will be at Positano's in Oak Brook. And Lake Geneva next Saturday, folks. Lake Geneva next Saturday, the French Country Inn, the Getaway, right on the water, baby. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. You guys got to come out. Me, Jerry Jams, and Double T, Tony Toto at the Getaway, June 21st in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And then the 22nd, the day after, folks are going to be at the Backyard Marina, very first time on Fox River over there with Lisa P. and Jerry Jams in Johnsburg, Illinois. That's right near McHenry and Lake Zurich and Algonquin. It's all around that area over there, so hope you can see us. It's going to be fun. Another place right on the water as well on the 22nd. Returning to Glenview at Johnny's Kitchen and Tap on June 28th. That's a Saturday night, back by popular demand. And Ocean's Rat Pack will be the summer concerts at June 22nd in Burr Ridge, Illinois, for their summer concert series. It is Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things, folks. Thank you again. Dennis Savard becomes in the greatest Chicago Blackhawk of all time. Whether you believe it or not, whether you guys want to think it's somebody else, it's Dennis Savard, according to ESPN. That's right, folks, ESPN. It's time for the weather. It's the JRC Ace Hardware weather, brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores. That's right, JRC Hardware Stores. Today is Wednesday, June 11th. It's 83 degrees out there, folks. It's sunny all day long. Summer is right around the corner, folks. It's 46% humidity out there right now, 14-mile-an-hour winds right now. It's going to be sunny all day. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get out there and go out in some patios and see some shows. Go fishing, go golfing, whatever you do, but get out of the house because spring is here. That's the weather, brought to you by the JRC Ace Hardware Minute, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. As I promised you, my guest for today, Allie McManus, folks, has been doing yoga. Now, she's been doing it for a while, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Interesting. She's been doing it since 1994. And she's got something called Freedom Yoga. And she's been teaching since 1999. And she's got a lot of good stuff to talk about. Let's bring her on without any further ado here. Let's tap the screen and let's go. What-a. Here, hold on.
Hey, Tony.
There. Hold on. Where are you? There. Oh, there she is.
Thank you so much for having me, Tony. You're the
today?
best. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on.
My pleasure.
You know what? This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you.
And, it's going to be good. Now, first of all, before we start, Allie, where are you at right now? I love the scenery behind you. Where are you at?
So this is a PSA. My name is unusual. So it's Ailey. Yeah. Like alien, but without the end. Yeah.
Ailey.
Everybody thinks it's Allie because Ailey's unusual.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Alvin Ailey, whatever.
Right. There you go. But Ailey. All right, Ailey. I got it.
So I'm up in the North Woods of Wisconsin right now, actually. Yeah, where I live for the summer.
You know what? I've been there many times. My old in-laws used to have a home up there. So I was there a lot for like 10 years. And I go up there every time I try to go fishing. Of course, I fish with your father. We do the Whitetail Inn martinis in May. What if someone's never been up there, Wisconsin? What do you feel? I mean, just to wake up in the morning and walk out onto your balcony, the air is just
so pure.
Right, and all your troubles seem to slip away. What makes you love it up there?
Well, they don't call it God's country for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just pure beauty, pure nature, and there's a national forest here, and there's pine trees, lakes, bald eagles, bear. You don't see them that much, but they're around. And
the bald eagles, I remember every morning when I'd wake up and I'd go outside and I'd look, and there would always be 2 or 3 on the vet. And I only seen, in all the years I've been there, I've seen one bear, and they were by the dam in Eagle River, right by the dam there, or by the dumpster where they all dump their garbage. That's where I see them.
Yeah. So it's like, I love being here. This is one of my very favorite places on earth to be. And I feel very blessed and fortunate to be able to spend my summers up here now. So yeah. And I invite everybody to come up. I'm teaching my first yoga retreat up here August 21st through the 24th at the Northern Air Resort. And actually Sunday's the last day to register for a room through me, but you can stay anywhere. You don't have to stay at the Northern Air to participate. And it's like a dream come true for me because, like I said, like this is one of my favorite places, and I want everybody to come and enjoy like what you're relating. Like it's just, you go outside and you breathe in fresh air, and it's like, oh my God, this air is so good. So just being.
Yeah, and the food is good. Yeah, the food is good. The people are very friendly, and they got that nice flea market there in Saint Germain on Mondays, which is big. I love going to that. So it's a lot of fun.
I find my best stuff up here. Like I got this beautiful Native American bracelet. There's great antiques up here. It's like, it's a secret,
Very.
actually. Like, good prices, great stuff. Like, so many reasons to come up to the
Yeah.
Northwoods.
I love the place. I forgot what it's called, but it's painted yellow. I think it's in the Eagle River. Painted yellow. It's got all the stop
Yes,
signs and street signs on this, and it's an antique
that's right
store.
next to where I teach
I go
yoga.
there all the time. I always
Yeah,
find,
it's on Wall Street. It's
okay,
right
there you go.
next to the
Yeah.
warehouse, which is where I
Right,
teach
right,
yoga.
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right nearby the river, right?
All right. Yeah, good stuff. You got to check it
Yeah.
out. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. All right. We're going to talk some yoga here, folks. First of all, where were you born?
Chicago, Illinois, baby.
In Chicago, Illinois. Now, you have a big family. I met, of course, your mom and dad. Is that all you have, or do you have
I have
brothers
an
and
older
sisters?
brother, and he's married, and he's got 4 kids. And the oldest, Ashlyn, who's my goddaughter, is getting married up here in September. So it's like our whole
Ah,
family, like I'm
very, very
they're the
cool.
third
Yeah.
generation up here. My great uncle, Uncle Chuck, Uncle Charles Williams, was a priest, and he brought our family up here. He was really good friends with Ray Meyer from the DePaul Blue Demons, and yeah, they started a basketball
Yeah, Ray
camp
Meyer,
on
sure.
the lake that our cabin is on. We have a rich history in Three
Yes.
Lakes, Wisconsin. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So
Gotta love Three
yeah,
Lakes. It's
s-
beautiful up there.
it is. Yeah.
Okay, so big family. Now, freedom yoga. Now, is there a difference
Yeah.
between freedom yoga and regular yoga? What? Please, first of all, tell me, for some people that don't know, what's the definition of yoga first? Let's just start off with that. Everybody's heard of
I
it. It's
love that.
yoga, not Yoda. Wait. It's not. It's yoga. That's Yoga, not Yoda from the Star Wars. It is yoga. So people go,
Oh my God.
Yoda? No, it's not
Funny.
Yoda. It's yoga. Yes.
You
So
are funny.
tell us what is
I
it?
love
Tell us about it. How did this?
Okay.
Where did it come from? And what's the actual meaning of it?
Okay. So yoga is said to have originated in India. I don't think I think most people know that. And it's over 5,000 years old. So it's this ancient tradition. And the meaning of yoga comes from the root of the word, which is the root of yoga is yug, which is Yuj, and it means to yoke or join, like, those old cattle yokes. That's where
Okay.
that image came from. So the question, if we continue along the kind of the inquiry of like, what is yoga? Like, so you're yoking or joining with what? So a really cool way to understand it is, so mudras are hand gestures.
Okay.
And there's this really cool hand gesture that I'll describe for people who can't see the video. So you bring your forefinger and your thumb together. And the symbolism of the forefinger, the pointer finger, is your individual or unique self. And the symbolism of the thumb is of universal or divine consciousness. So I call this the yoga mudra. I sort of coined that myself. There's like, I'm sure,
Okay.
another official name, but I love this image of the unique individual self and divine consciousness merging. Now, the big picture of that is there's a hand, and they're both a part of the hand. So they were never separated to begin with. So
Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right. Okay.
that's
So
the big picture. Now, so freedom yoga, so that's the meaning of yoga.
yeah.
Freedom yoga is about using, like you had talked about this earlier today, there's many practices of yoga. So meditation is the main practice, and it's all about like inner listening. There's the poses, which are meant to help you become stronger, more flexible. have better balance, and ultimately kind of feel yourself centered within yourself. And then there's breathing practices, which I don't know, I bet you do some with your amazing singing.
No, the only thing I do is this. This is the only medical. Okay, that's it. That's the
Okay,
only
fair enough.
stretching I do. My hand to my to drinking. So maybe I should, but you know what? It seems very difficult, though. Am I
Well, what
crazy?
you're doing with the singing is a breathing practice.
Correct.
And it's an advanced breathing practice too, because when you're singing, you're lengthening the exhale, which helps to calm your nervous system, which is why you're always so amazing and like at ease and relaxed when you're performing, because you have it's true, you're the
Right.
best. We're not groupies for nothing, Tony.
You know what? It makes it easy when nice people like you come out, and my audience is very
Oh,
cool. So
oh,
thank you.
thank you.
Uh,
Thank you. So
but
anyway, so like the practices like the meditation, the postures, which is really popular, and the breathing exercises. I mean, there's so much to yoga. It's like I could go on and on, but to just kind of spotlight or highlight what freedom yoga is about, it's using those practices, being disciplined with those practices and enough so that your practice flowers into an intuitive practice. So it's really about listening for inner guidance, for what feels best to you when you're on your mat, like when you're doing the poses, so that when you're off your yoga mat in the real world, it's like you have the practice of sensing what feels best within yourself and having the courage to trust what feels best in doing that. Even sometimes when you're not really sure why, trusting that inner feeling within
the
you.
inner feeling. Is there a difference in freedom yoga? Does yoga is it different for women and men? Do they affect them differently by the men doing it and a woman doing it, or does it really make a difference?
No, I don't think it makes a difference, but that's such an awesome question because the meaning of hatha yoga, so
Okay.
ha means sun and tha means moon, and that roughly I mean, hatha people think of it like the physical yoga practice, and the sun, ha, is more masculine. And then tha, which is the moon, is more feminine. So it's really about like sensing how these energies within you, like sometimes when we get go, 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 it can be more like that sun energy. And then sometimes we can get more sort of like lazy, for lack of a better word. And that can be more
Sure.
like the moon energy. So it's about using these practices so that you feel like beautifully balanced within yourself, like with like this calm alertness and this grounded vitality within yourself
Well, it makes a lot of sense what you're trying, and like you're purifying your your body, your mind. You're
and
trying
your
to do that,
brain. Yeah.
and your
Hmm.
brain, which is very important.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's a normal? I mean, it's not a way to lose weight, though, is it?
Yeah. You
Okay.
totally can lose weight.
Okay. All right. Cool. All
Yeah,
right.
but
So
you've got to do it.
you got to do it right. And how long does a session usually take? I mean, I watched a couple of video things of some people doing it, and I watched a
Yeah.
couple stuff of yours. Like people might go for an hour, they go work out, they go to the gym, do what they got to do. This seems like it takes a lot longer just with the meditation alone, let alone all the stretching and everything that goes along. Or is it up to the person? Is there a certain amount of time you
Yes.
have to do it?
It's up to the person. Like, this is the amazing thing about yoga. It's a totally personal journey, and you use it for what you need it for. So sometimes, say I'm super busy, I've got a lot of chores or errands, and I don't have a lot of time. If I
Okay.
do like 10 minutes, like that is way better than doing nothing. I teach online classes, like 4 classes a week, and then I also teach in-person classes wherever I am. And those classes are typically an hour long. But like I said, it's like sometimes you like I don't have the time. If you just think, oh, I'm going to do 5 or 10 minutes, that's so much better than doing nothing, Tony.
Well, you know what's
Yeah.
something to Chuck Norris, one of the boxer,
Martial
karate guy,
artist.
whatever, martial arts actor. He said there's a lot of people that go in hours and hours on the gym, and he
Yeah.
goes, basically, if you go to something and you do it for 20 minutes a day, that's basically all you need. That's what he
Right.
was saying. It depends on what you're
Right.
trying to do. Now, it's got to be different for ages, right? I mean, is it easier for the younger people
Oh,
than an older
oh
person,
my
or
God.
vice versa?
Tony, I love you. You're asking the best questions.
All right, I'm thinking about this. Go ahead. It seemed to be hard for me, for a person that's maybe not so, when it
No.
comes to exercise, that's never been in my system. Like I said, just putting socks on the morning is not easy. So if there's a person who's a little older, if there's a person that's a little overweight,
Mhm.
the age, if you're 23, 24, what if you're 16, 70, or whatever that is? I'm going to be 63 this year. How does
Stop
that
it.
affect the person?
That can't be real. Age is
Yes,
just a number. You
I
look like
agree.
you're 40, Tony. Come on.
Thank you. God bless you. You and my mom. You and my mom. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So
Yeah,
yeah, to answer your question, I personally, I have classes for everybody, and there are so many classes out there too for everybody. Um, it, it's, you know, I think what gets in the way is our thinking about it. Like we psych ourselves out. It's like, so I had a girlfriend in California who had a studio, and she had a class called Stiff White Guys, and it was
okay.
wildly popular.
All
And
right.
like everybody went, I went, I loved it. And so I have a student who comes to my classes online 3 times a week. Okay. 79 years of age. She's
Wow.
amazing. So it just, it's all about that popular motto: if you don't use it, you lose it. And that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so basically, the way that I love teaching is and this is all about freedom yoga, is to instruct the postures so precisely so that there's no confusion. And then I watch people and I give them either verbal or physical adjustments if I see that they could be doing it perhaps a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it's all about safety and strength. But then I offer options for people in the poses, like if this isn't working for you, or if this doesn't feel, great, or if you want to try something different, even like try this. So there's variations for each pose, and there's so many different types or approaches to the practice. Right now I'm teaching a private client a 6-week course called Reclaiming Your Natural Breath, for your health and well-being. And it's all about very gentle movements and getting into different breathing exercises so that you can experience your natural diaphragmatic breath, which is a big, big deal to be able to relax into that.
Yeah. When you're meditating, I mean,
Mhm.
obviously there can be no thing, things going around you. You put a certain kind of music on to make you kind of relax.
Sure.
How do you go from being off like that? Because like especially like when people said they can't sleep, a lot of times because your mind is always thinking about what's
Oh,
going on. So
that's the worst.
how do you keep it for that long that you're doing it? Your mind from all that shit going in, and try to
Right.
concentrate on what you're doing.
My approach with everything is start easy. So, and let that be motivating. Like, because when you can accomplish, say, 3 rounds or 3 repetitions of a breathing exercise, and you notice the difference from before you began 3 repetitions to after, that's like a huge sense of accomplishment. And I like calling it the yoga before and after. So it's like you notice how you feel before. You do something very simple, very approachable, very accessible, and then you notice how you feel after. And it's like, OMG, like I can do this yoga. It's not just about like touching your toes. It's about feeling your best, being your best, and doing your best. So it's like, what habits, what practices are working for me, and do more of those.
Okay,
That's the deal.
that's the deal. Now, say someone has a bad back or bad
Me,
accident.
I have
Okay,
a bulging disc.
yeah. Okay, so there
Yep.
you go. So is it got to be a little more? Is it made your life better now
Oh
with
yeah.
the yoga? So it has.
Yeah. Well, okay. So reality check. Yoga teachers aren't doctors or physical therapists unless they have those degrees, of course.
Okay, all right.
Um, I went to a physical therapist for my back, recommended. It's not easy to find a good physical therapist. And she gave me exercises like you have to find religion when you have an injury. And I've seen it time and time again with my students and with myself. Like if I lapse on my exercises, which now I incorporate them in my yoga practice and in my yoga classes, everybody loves them because the PT exercises are yoga poses, actually.
Okay.
So whenever you have an injury, you want to go see your doctor, get a script for PT, and do what the therapist tells you to do religiously every day or almost every day. Yeah.
Almost every day. We have a question here,
Yeah.
Natalie Cusser. I had an iron and fresh infusion, went wrong. My arm is now stained golden on my left
Oh,
arm.
ooh, that's too bad.
3
I'm
years,
sorry to
three
hear that.
years is still going on. Well, first of all, hi Natalie. Thank you for watching Ocean's Pit. Yeah, I mean, some of these people might have these injuries. It definitely got to be a little harder, doesn't it?
Um, you know, it can be really frustrating. And it's important to recognize and acknowledge that. This is what I've learned in my meditation practice. We want to accept where we are at. This is like being real. Sometimes things suck and sometimes things are amazing. So the practice is about not to cling to either experience, but to recognize and acknowledge how we're feeling and then say, okay, like, what do I need right now for my health and for my well being? How can I best take care of myself? And then, you follow where you're being guided and you talk to people like these awesome people are tuning in via Facebook Live. This is so cool, Tony, what you're doing. And you create this community of support for people. And we all need it.
Sure.
We all need the community support.
I
Um,
agree with you 100%. I think that's very important. And not only do you do these classes online, you do these classes live when you have these
mhm.
resort things that you're doing, and you also have a
And
DVD
regular
out,
weekly classes.
and
Weekly
you also have yeah.
classes. Yeah, like right now I'm teaching weekly at the warehouse in Eagle River on
Okay,
Mondays in the studio, and then Fridays I'm going to be in the park.
sure.
And then in the fall, I go out to Santa Monica and I teach
Right.
at Santa Monica Yoga there. I teach usually like 3 in-person classes a week. I have coming up, Tony, like my 10th annual retreat in Costa Rica. And it's
Woo!
almost sold out. Yeah. So that's a big deal. I brought people to Positano. I brought people to India, if you can believe
Oh,
it.
now that's got to be
Polar.
cool. But you know what? Also, you have a DVD that they
I
can
do.
use at home, right?
If anybody still watches DVDs, I don't know.
Well, that's okay. I still do, believe it or not, and that's kind of cool to know
And streaming.
too.
I have
Uh,
on-demand classes that you can stream on your phone, on your mobile device, wherever you've got a connection or Wi-Fi.
you have a website?
Yeah,
What's the
my
website if
name.
some people want
Couldn't be
to at least get
easier.
into it?
It's
Yeah,
aileemcmanus.com.
yeah.
Couldn't be easier. Yeah.
There you go. You can't, there you go. It is amazing. It sounds amazing. You got to do it. You got to check it out. I think it's kind of very cool. And there's are different prices for different
Well,
things. You charge
the
like,
retreats are all inclusive. And so yeah, the price structure is different depending upon the accommodation that you want. And
All inclusive means what? The hotel, whatchamacallit, food and all
Yes,
that?
hotel, food, and yoga, but
Oh,
excuse me, not
yeah,
including airfare or ground transportation. Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
Right, right,
yeah.
right, right, right. And there's also a fee though if they're doing it
Yeah.
online. Is it better? Well, I mean, different fee between online and in person,
Well, the
obviously.
classes here at the warehouse, yeah, are it's like and also it's the same for my classes. If you purchase the monthly package, you get a discount. But if you drop in, then it's a little bit more. And for my classes, you get the video recording of the class as well to practice with.
So they
Yeah.
can watch it when they get home and see how they need to
Yes.
improve. And then maybe if you tell them, "Hey, I seen you on Ocean's Pit," maybe she'll give you a little
Yeah.
break
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
if you say
Yes.
Ocean's Pit
Yes.
online, so I think it's very important that you're doing it. It's
Thanks, Tony.
fantastic, and and your family is great. We got just a couple minutes left, but before we do, I
No.
know you're big. First of all, happy birthday to your dad if he's watching, Brian out there. Happy birthday! What a great family you have.
True.
I've been fishing with your dad twice right now. And it was great. We all together having dinner at Sorelli's. That was great food. We had a lot of fun on that. I had a great time with that. But first of all, you started teaching, or you've been doing it since
You
'94.
believe
You've been
that?
teaching since '99. Over 30.
That was
Yeah,
during
well, wait a minute. And then you got
VHS.
30. Right, but you also got 3,000 hours
Oh,
into
yeah,
this.
more than that.
So
That's
it's
just with Eric Schiffman, my
more than
main
that now.
teacher. Yeah, Eric Schiffman is the
Yeah,
GOAT.
I mean,
He wrote this. He's actually how I got into yoga. It was in Blockbuster Video.
yeah.
He made a video with Ali McGraw. It was actually the only yoga that was filmed on film by Warner Brothers in the White Sands Desert of New Mexico. I found it in Blockbuster Video the summer of my sophomore going into junior year of college. I
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so I got into it through through that video, and then I met him probably about 4 years later, and was like just so expressive of my gratitude of what an amazing person he is, and how much I love his yoga. And he's like, "Come and do my yoga teacher training." This is after I'd already begun teaching. So that got me out to
Sure, sure.
California, and then I did my apprenticeship with him in Santa Monica. Yeah. And I still study with him.
And now you've been
Yeah.
doing it. Well, you know what? It's great because you're learning something new. You're passing it on to everybody, your students and people that want to know about it. You're helping people, which is great, which I think anybody out there that can help somebody in some way is a good thing. But then when your dad told me about how good you are as a fly fisherman, now I've never fly fished in my life.
Oh my God, Tony.
Barely a now, fly fishing. I mean, we got to maybe next time just do a topic just on that. But I mean, is that like a downtime for you when you fly fish? It's like when fishing for me, it just takes away all the crazy shit
Yeah.
and it makes me feel good when
Well,
that's
really,
I
it
agree.
was, you know, it was about having an experience with my father. He invited me to go to Argentina with him. Like, when I heard him talking about it, I was like, I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. And so he invited me. And then I had never been fishing before in my life, Tony. I mean, at all. I mean, I've been on the boat when people have
And
fished.
you did fly fishing, which is a lot harder than regular fishing.
So,
But then you know what? It's a lot. It could also be with your yoga. There's certain with
right.
your arm, you got to keep
I
that moving
realized
all
that.
the time. You just can't.
It's a
Yeah,
moving
it's
meditation.
hard work.
Yeah. And so I got a few lessons on dry land, and the the guide who was my teacher was like, "Okay, you need to get out on the water." So my first water cast was on the Great Parana River in Argentina. I had a blast,
Wow.
Tony. It was, now believe me,
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
not easy. Like, fly fishing is not easy.
No,
It's
no, no, it's
but
not.
I had the feeling within myself, which is what I love about yoga, that joy within myself that I got when I got a hit. And then when I'm reeling it in, it's like that joy is like surging through my body.
That adrenaline, it's like even when you're regular fishing, no matter what kind of fish it is, you get that adrenaline. It's like, your whole mood
Yeah.
changes, and it's kind of cool. Now, whether like the guide we went on with your father,
Jimmy
fantastic.
Stanzel.
I'm telling you.
He's the local, he's such a legend up here. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, he was telling me and Carlo, but by the way, Carlo's watching.
Hey,
Carlo, how you doing?
Carlo.
He was telling us what kind of fish it was before we brought it out of the water, just how we grabbed the hook or the worm or whatever, or the minnow. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
He was practically born in the water
great.
on the boat,
Yeah, I mean, but
But
it's
that
great.
was fun. I had a blast. I caught like 25 fish.
We're gonna do it again. I'm coming up in August. We're gonna do it again.
When are you coming?
I told your father I'm gonna text him a couple of days. I'm gonna come up there and we're gonna do it again because I got to get that flea market. I haven't seen it yet this year, and then a couple of days we got to definitely do it fishing again. But it'll be cool.
You got to come to the point.
Thank you so much for doing this.
You got to come out to the cabin and hang out.
Hang out, have a couple cocktails. Absolutely. Freedom Yoga. It's what it's called. Look into it. And she'll be able to help you out and give you anything you need. Like I said, again, tell them your website.
Alie McManus, ALIE McManus, McManus.com.
You got to learn. If you want to look, just try it out. Give it a call. Look at it.
It's the best.
See if it can work for you.
If you want to feel good on the inside and look good, then it's the thing to do.
It's a good thing there for you, folks. Now, before we let you go, folks, how about another quick sponsor? That's right, folks. Our good friends from Imperialux, becoming your own bank. Everybody wants to learn how to invest money. Imperialux, putting your own money to work for you, becoming your own bank and making your dream retirement reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy Thompson and Craig Cogley will help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure your legacy. It's never too late to start. Take charge of your financial future today. 630-890-1213 or book them through Calendly for a free consultation and start building the retirement you deserve. Call Wendy and Craig. Tell them Tony O sent you. That's Imperialux. That's right, becoming your own bank. Now, guys, tonight we'll be at Pronto's in Bloomington, in Glendale Heights. Tomorrow, Pasta Mia in Bartlett. Friday, Chicago Prime. Saturday, we'll be at the Lyric Theater in Blue Island. And Sunday, we'll be in Dubuque, Iowa, folks. A little road trip with Oceans Rat Pack. A lot of stuff. We got birthdays now before we start real fast, before we end this show. Birthdays for the month. Birthdays for June 11th. I'm trying to get my paperwork. I'm always screwing up here. Anyway, birthdays for June 11th here, folks, as we got less than a minute. Boss Skaggs turns 81 years old. Great actor, William Forsythe. I love him. Abe Fagoa, remember him on The Godfather, and Barney Miller. Rick Ashley, Never Gonna Give You Up, 59 years old. Telly Savalas, Kojak, celebrating a birthday. Johnny Depp is 62 years old. Jeff Goldberg, great actor for Jurassic Park and more. Les Paul, the great man who made the Les Paul guitars, celebrating a birthday. Superstar Billy Graham, for all you wrestlers out there. Of course, Liv Morgan, for all you WWE fans, 31. And Jerry Stiller. And Kathy, if you're listening, happy 25th birthday to your daughter, Zoe, out there. I remember Zoe when we were in Nashville. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for, first, Alie, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate it. Give my best to your father
Tony.
and your mom, Kathy.
They're watching.
Happy birthday to your dad.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
They're watching. Well, that's going to be great. And all right, now remember a couple things, folks. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. And be kind to everybody. It's a tough world out there. And if you're offended with this show or any other show you watch on television or the radio, change the channel. And just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. But as my good buddy Ringo Starr says, Sir Ringo says, peace and love to everybody. You guys have an incredible day. And before we go, again, our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy a local, shop local, folks. Buy a Blackstone Iron Forge 4-burner outdoor grill for $549 and get a stainless steel press burger kit for $699 value. Free. That's free. As always, your purchase any grill, $399, or comes with a free sauce and rub of your choice, plus free assembly and delivery. Get a free $10 gift card when you purchase a $50 gift card, and more savings for Father's Day in the month of June. Come and grab by those savings of Ace Hardware. Download the Ace Rewards app as we keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. We got to go, folks. Have a great day. We're back tomorrow with Toxic Thursday with Carol Brandolino, folks. Everybody have a great day. Peace and love. Nick Sahajas, the piano man. Take us out.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
It was so fun, Tony. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather out there. Love the Northwoods.
Yeah.
You have
Thanks,
a good one.
Tony.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you very much, Jimmy. We got it. Thank you guys so much. All right, on the side, yeah, that works.